What's up, gang? Alrighty, this is year 2, week 3, YieldMaxMindset, coming to you with my portfolio review. Alrighty, move this out of the way here. Alright, so we can see my individual value. My account right now is at $64,446. Live, we're down over $1,700. It is currently 2:18 Eastern Standard Time and 1:18 Central Standard Time. All right, for the day, we're down over $1,500. For the week, we're up over $4,700. For the month, we're up $19,671. For the past 3 months, we're up $8,450. Year to date, I am up $14,896. In the past year, I'm up $38,820. And all time, I'm up $30,246. Alrighty, our buying power is at $29,014. Our margin available for use is now, I believe, is at an all-time high of 136,471. Our margin used now stands at $107,456. See here. All right. So here's our margin status at the current time. It says low risk. Our buffer's at 19,000, almost 30%. Our annual rate, you can see our new rate here. Let's click this. All right, so the actual value of my account is between 100,000 and a million, right? So I think it's about maybe 233, like that. It only shows what the value is. It doesn't show you the total investment amount and a total that I got on margin. All right. So with the Fed reducing the interest rate last Wednesday, we went from 5.25 to 5%. So if we didn't have gold, it would probably be at somewhere between 10 and 12%. If with Robinhood Gold, $5 a month, we get a huge reduce in our interest rate. And as always, the first $1,000, if you're a gold member, is free. So you can actually borrow $1,000 and not have to pay any interest on it. All right, so if we were to make a withdrawal from this account at this present time, we have $14,134. $14,134 available to withdraw. All right. Let's see here. All right, so let's go over some of our positions that we received this past week for dividends. First up is AMDY. AMDY right now is at $7.43. Market value is $5,052. We're down $3,087 on average cost of $11.96, 680 shares. Let's check out our dividend. All right, so on September the 19th, we had 680 shares at 24 cents per share, gave us $165.99. Next, we have, this is not part of it. Close that. Next, we have YieldMax. YieldMax is at $12.92. Market value is at $646. We're down to $133. Average cost is $15.59. We have 50 shares. All right. Let's check our dividends for this September the 19th. We had 50 shares at 0.1289 per share for $6.45. Next, we got CONY. CONY is at 683 as of right now. It's down 18 cents as I speak. Market value is at $79,228. We're currently down $45,772. Average cost is $10.78 per share for 11,600 shares. All right, so on September the 19th, we have 11,600 shares at 0.4522. That gave us $5,245. $5,245. All right, next we got Ulti, $5.66 as of right now. Market value is at $8,490. We're down $2,102. Average cost is $7.06 per share for 1,500 shares. All right, on September the 19th, we had 1,500 shares at 0.0926 and gave us $138.90. All right, so that concludes all of our dividend positioning we got this past week from Robinhood account. All right, we want to take a quick look at our Palantir. Well, we got Play pulled up right now, so let's look at it. It's at 64.84. Market value is at $14,913. We're down $315. Average cost is $66.21 for 230 shares. All right. Now the underlining, which is Palantir, is currently at $184. Market value is at $27,321. We're up $7,585 as of right now. Average cost is $131.63 for 150 shares. Okay, so the goal with this is to get near 200 or more. I'm not sure why the market is down right now. I know crypto is dropped. Bitcoin is at 113,000 right now. So I'm not sure what's going on causing crypto to drop right now, but it's dropping. So the goal here is, I mean, we could sell this tomorrow and we'll probably walk away with at least $7,000, right? But we wanted to get close to 200 per share, so we can walk away with about $10,000 in profit. We would return the $20,000 that we borrowed, right, and walk away with $10,000 in profit, which will reduce my margin. If I walk away with $10,000 in profit, will reduce it by 30,000. 20,000 of that will be what I borrowed, and then 10,000 will be the profit that I made off the 20,000. And if I get the $10,000 in profit, Robinhood will 2x that or 3x that amount, which will take my buying power up to 146,000, so to speak. All right. And another one we got is SoFi. I did sell half my position maybe a month ago, so I only have 25 shares, but it's up to $30 right now. It's up 59 cents in the overnight market. So our market value is at $753. We're up $249. Average cost is $20.18. Now I've been tempted because I think I've in my Robinhood account, I think I've gone 3 weeks and I haven't purchased not one share yet. I'm trying to stick with that. It's been difficult because I see opportunities, and I've been wanting to get some SoFi. I've been wanting to get some more Platy. I wanted to get in Hood. I can't think of, there's a few more that I want to get, but I want to. The main thing is I want to decrease my my margin so that I can make a move and pay some debt outside of this Robinhood account. All right, so I think that's all of that. All right, so this is my cash only account. This is in Charles Schwab. You can see my total market value is at $4,190. We have a small amount of cash in here, $1.18. Market value sits at 41.88. So Friday we was up $90. So our total cost basis is $4,218. We're down $29. All right, so these are all the positions that I have, which is CONY, Carvana, Round Hill, Weekly Hood, Robinhood, IOC from Bitwise, Morrow, Murney, Misty, PLTW from Round Hill, Weekly, Claty, SMCY, Alti, and Yeeth from Round Hill. All right, so I have a mixture of here in my cash only account. And so the money that's been attributed to this account, I know I think I started out with a few $100s, and I've added my federal return. I've added any cash that I, maybe got from someone I lend out. But mainly this account is going to be cash. When I start to get my first check from my YouTube channel, I'm going to deposit it in here. I hear some noise. I hear some noise. Um, so I'm estimating to be about $174. So when I get that deposit, I will bring it and transfer it here. Of course, I'm gonna pay my tithes out of it, but I'll pay it from the money that I already have in my account and still transfer the total amount here. All right. So here, this shows the investment income from this cash only account. Now at the first of the year, I had some money in here. So you can see I got dividends from January of $661 and February of $649. And what I did is I transferred this over to my Robinhood account. And then I went a few months and I decided I wanted to create a cash only account because I see some opportunities where in my Robinhood account, because I may only have a small amount of buffer, right? And I want to buy certain positions, ETFs, but I can't because I only have so much buffer or so much buying power. And I have, you have to have that buffer when you have you know, a pullback of maybe 15 to 20%. Well, if I got a cash only account and I'm in those positions, I don't so much care about it if it pull back 20% because it's just my money and it's just cash. And I know at some point in time it's going to recover. So I would see this as a buying opportunity for my cash account to accrue positions while they're down, but I wouldn't have to worry about margin and all that. It's just cash account. So that's the difference of having a margin account and a cash account. Cash account, if you okay with your positions going down temporarily, it's no big deal. So that's how I look at it. Everybody may not share those same sentiments. All right, crypto, as I was stating, um, Bitcoin is now down to 112,846. It was at 113. Ethereum is down to 4185. XRP is down to 281 as we speak. Doge is down to 23. And Chronos, where you at, Chronos? It's down to 20 cents. All right, let's see my crypto.com account here. Let's go straight to my position. So crypto.com shows that CRO is at 20.89 cents, 0.2086. All right, you can see this is where we were at 35 or 38, somewhere there around August the 28th. And now we're down almost 15 cents right now. All right, so my total tokens or total shares is at 300,742. All right, shows that I have invested almost 30,000. My average cost is 8 cents. So we have unrealized profit, meaning that we have profit that we haven't sold. Right now sits at $38,864. All right. So let's now go to my Excel spreadsheet. All right. So for the month of September, our monthly income active income from my employer stands at $3,848.18. Our passive income, our dividends last week was sitting at $1,009.20. And so we got paid our dividends for Group C. When I say Group C, that's going to include anything that's round hill or bitwise or any other position that may pay out during that week. I just classify it as YieldMax Group C. All right. So we got Group C paid out. That brings our total for the month of September to $6,657.56. All right. So our total active income sits today at $39,557.18. You can see we paid $3,955.72 in tithes. Our passive income now sits at $72,250.19 for the year. So, will we see $100,000 by the end of this year? We have we got one more week in this month, right, for September. Let me look at my calendar here. Yeah, we got one more week. And then we got Monday the 29th and Tuesday the 30th. And that will probably get me some dividends paid out from Bitwise. So we got a week and 2 days to get some more dividends for September. All right. So we'll have 3 months to get close to being $1,000. All right, I think, yeah. All right, so our combined income now sits at $111,807.37. Our average active income, we're averaging $4,395 per month on our active income. Our passive income, as of right now, we're averaging just over $8,027.80, which is very nice. That's where we were the end of last year. And I was thinking with all the excitement coming into this year that, boom, we would have been killing it. But this year hasn't gotten off to the start that I wanted to get off to. So we've been still building up our position so that we know now at least we are going to be getting between $6,000 and $8,000 per month. And right now we're going to take this month, October, November, and December, and pay down the margin as much as possible. Yeah. So let's continue now. I'll talk about that a little bit more. All right. So our prior margin balance was at $113,066.31. It's now currently has been reduced to $107,456.86. All right. So all this has happened since, let's see here. Well, let me get the other things here. All right. So our Robinhood goes at $45. Our Robinhood interest year to date is at $2,554.58. That's an average of $282 per month. It has increased the last couple months because I've been over 100,000. Normally it's been between about 60 to 80, but we went on ahead and took advantage and got into it. So our 401k loan is down to $22,091.93. And so our overall debt now sits at $305,302, down from 13,019 $313,019, and from an all-time high of $323,560. All right, so if we're talking just from September the 1st, which was 131,019.99 minus 305,302.54. All right, so in a span of basically 21 days, we've reduced our overall debt down by $7,717. And if we go from the all-time high, which was around the 10th of August, which was 323,560.57 minus 305,302.54. So in the span of a little bit over a month, a month and a half, we're down $18,258.03. All right. And like I said, if we sell Palantir and get up to 195 to 200, and if it look like it's going to run, we may hold on to it a little bit longer. But if we get to about 195 to 200, we will sell that for about $9,800 or $10,000. That will also reduce our margin from 107,000 to let's say 30,000. I will reduce it down to $77,456, which is a lot more manageable. And from there, we'll continue shrinking it on down with our dividends. So if we're averaging, let's say hypothetically, we got 3 more months, right? Excuse me. Did I say minus? I hope I did. No. What was it? 77,000? Let's just say 77,500. And reduce. Let's say we average about 8,000 for the remaining 3 months, right? So that gets us down to 53,000 by December. And depends on the dividends payout. It could be less or could be more. All right, moving right along. Our interest for the first 6 months was at $13,279,000. For the second 6 months is at $8,163, and so year to date is at $21,442,000. So yeah, the reason why we got to get these bills. This is going to be my target bill right here. Now I could withdraw that money now, but I wouldn't have literally any buffer to do that because I do have about 14,000 ready to go, and this bill is at 14,000. But so what that does is if Palantir doesn't reach my target price, we will probably sit still, and if we need to make a withdrawal from Robinhood account to help with bills, it will probably be 1,000 or two just to help, right? But what we'll probably do if we don't reach our Palantir target, we will hold on to this time next month in October, and we'll get our Misty dividend paid out this week, this coming Friday. So we'll see what that's like. SMCY and AIYY and OT and YieldMax. So maybe what, $1,500 to $1,800 we can probably anticipate. Um, so that's where I'm at. I'm waiting to get some more money from my bigger position, CONY, next month, in Palantir, and that will allow me to initiate and get this paid off. Because when I get this credit card paid off, right, then if my credit card, they may offer me a transfer balance, and then I can start to shift these different cards. Once I get this one paid, and hey, this one may offer me a transfer balance, and I'll be able to alternate all these to the other card, right? Have some zero interest for maybe 8 to 18 months. You know what I'm saying? And that allow me to use my dividends going into next year to pay down any remaining balances real fast, because I won't have to worry about that interest, right? So boom. So maybe by the middle of next year, if everything go according to plan. We can't see around the corner, so we don't know what's coming. We don't know if the economy is going to pick up. Now the stock market is doing good, but the economy for everybody is not doing good. And depending on your prices, your economic status. So that's where we sit with that. So I'm just having to be patient. I know some of y'all will probably get out of your CONY position, sell it. I'm not gonna sell it and take that big loss. I'll just stay here until I get my total return and then decide to do something. And speaking of that, CONY total cost base is at 126,207. That's what I got. They saying 125. But anyway, so far since we've been invested in CONY, we have made $63,617. We owe, well, I ain't gonna say we owe, but we are $62,589.78 away from having house money, from getting complete total return on our investment. And so we're at 50%. All right, on Misty, total cost basis $26,142. We have made $21,773 on Misty. So we are $4,368 away. That's 83% away from having total return. And then we have OT. We added OT, our three biggest positions, right? So OT cost basis at $10,849. We've made $3,400 from OT. And so we have gotten 31% total return on OT, 83% total return on Misty, and 50% return on CONY. All right, so all those combined, cost basis by my calculations at $163,198. Total dividends received combined for the three is at $88,791. And we need 74,000 to be at complete total return. We are at 54% complete from having total return on those three positions alone. All right. So over the course of 3 months, the remaining 3 months, we'll see how that go. We know OT is weekly, and we'll see how that goes. So that's where we stand with that. All right. So now we're going to look at Divi Tracker. All right. All right. So Divi Tracker overall is saying that our annual dividend is looking at on progress to be 106,000. Our monthly dividend has us at $8,800 a month, $2,000 weekly. All right, so we have 26 holdings. So our nested and invested amount sits at 233,000. Now that doesn't always show here on this portion of my Robinhood account. Now I could show you if I went to investing, but that shows some personal information that I don't want to reveal. So we won't go there. The only way I'm able to actually show you the true value is from my phone. And that's when I do the YouTube shorts. And I will use that to show you my total invested amount. All right. Let's get back to here. All right. Let's see. So it's showing here. Here's my market value, 68,280. Cost basis 233. We're down 58,000. And this is the balance we have on margin. All right. Snowball Analytics. All right. So CONY, 11,632 shares. Cost per share, $10.77. Cost basis 125,000. All right. Our current value is at over 81,000. And the price per share is at $7.01. So our total dividends received once again from CONY, according to Snowball Analytics, at $63,617. We're down 43,000. We have a profit and loss of almost positive $1,400, and total profit sits at $21,242. If we hover over this, we'll show our total dividends received from CONY, our profit and losses, and our capital gain is at a negative 43. With all that added and subtracted, that gives a total profit of $21,242. Misty, total profit $13,626. Platy, total profit $5,006. AMD, total profit $1,164. Ulti, 600. I'm gonna hover over that so you can all see these. Hope I did it for this one too. All right. So Ulti, total profit $634. SMCY, total profit $988. I'm hovering over that so y'all can see the dividends received, realized profit and losses, and if the capital gain is positive or negative. All right. For Tesla, we are at a positive total profit of $837. Come on. There we go. All right. Next, we got YBit. We have total profit $834. All right. Did I skip one? Nope, we got it. All right. So ICOI for Bitwise, we are in a negative total profit of negative $149. We haven't been in this position that long, so but we'll get there. We'll get our money. All right. Next we got YieldMax. We at $164 in total profit. Hui, Robinhood from YieldMax, we at $285 in total profit. We got AIYY. We are negative $254 in total profit. All right. Next we got IMRI, Bitwise Mara. All right. We are $149 in total profit. Morrow from YieldMax, we are $11.86 total profit. Next, we got XPay. We are $65 and $65.99 total profit. Next, we got Kavana. We are $74.45 in total profit. Next, we got Roundhill Yeet. We are negative $66 in total profit. Next, we got iMiss from Bitwise. We are negative $2.85 in total profit. Next, we have a bad investment that I should have gotten out when the time was to get out, but I didn't. So I'm still sitting in it, hoping I can get at least half of it back before I sell it. So we're down $900 in that one in total profit. Next, we got SMCI. This is the underlining. We are down $703 in total profit. Next, we got something that is no longer relevant anymore. I wish I could get rid of it. Well, it won't show here, but anyway. All right, Dogecoin, that's crypto. We are a negative $136 in total profit. Palantir, we are $7,701 in total profit. Next, we got SoFi underlining. We're up $350 in total profit. I think we got one more after this one. Webull, we're down $552 in total profit. I think there's one more. Yep, Murray, we're down $1.49 in total profit. But all together, when you add all those positions up, our dividends received is $105,653. I have realized profit of $951, and we have a negative capital gain of $56,917. But that puts us at a total profit of $49,688. All right. All right. Next, we got our Q&A. Shouldn't be too many questions on here, so we will be done with this very quickly. All right. What is this? Elmo. He says Lyft hit $20. Were you able to get in on the option for Lyft? So I had showed you last week, I think, on the video where I had Lyft pulled up and I had the option screen. I didn't get in on Lyft. I did a couple days, did go ahead and sign up for option trading. I at the time that video, I don't think well, it shows it on the screen, but I actually wasn't signed up to trade options. But I did go ahead and sign up to do that. I was going to follow Chris Sain's video that he did week 4 last, where he showed step by step when Lyft was at $16, around 16, maybe 16, between 16 and $18. And I decided, because I didn't know for sure. I mean, everybody was anticipating the Fed cutting the interest rates, and I was pretty sure he was going to do it, but I didn't know how the market was going to take it. Because if he had did it 50, then they said the market would have thought, okay, then we're in a bad situation. Everybody panic a little bit. So I haven't traded options before, and I know there's contracts, I know there's calls, and I know there's puts, but I'm not familiar with setting up a stop loss when the options, having money to cover. I wasn't for sure. So with me not having enough knowledge and understanding, if I found myself in a certain situation with options, I decided to wait until I got my dividends from CONY to give me more buffer. And if I was still confident and had enough buffer, then I may try doing it. But I'd rather not buy anything right now. I'd rather just continue to pay down my margins so I can transfer some money out of my Robinhood account to pay down those loans and credit cards and things that are got high interest rates on them, right? So my reply was no. I did not, wasn't confident enough to do it, since I don't really know what I was. Well, I really didn't know. I was just going to follow someone else's instructions. Rally J says, yes, you would like options. It's good to do both dividends and trade option. You would like the swing trading. I said, I didn't pull the trigger, wasn't confident enough and knowledgeable enough about option to execute. Decided to stay with my original plan, using the dividends to reduce my margin. I do want to get there someday. but I wasn't ready to pull the trigger. All right. All right. My good friend Alan says, thanks for the review, man. Ulti still paying the bills. I said, yes, Ulti paid a decent price still. She's doing it. So I think let's just take a quick look because I think Ulti has only paid maybe 8 cents one time. Everything else has been 9 cents. 9, 9, 9, 9, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. I thought at one time she had paid 8. Okay, she paid 8 back here on June the 20th. And that she did back in April. That's when the tariffs were being implemented. But every payout has been 9 cents or 10 cents. So it's been, even though the prices come down, the payout has been pretty consistent. All right. Kelly said CONY paid 45 cents and not 35 cents. I said, yes, you are correct. I misspoke mistakenly. I guess I was in a rush trying to finish, but I did list it as 45 cents in the PowerPoint. I said, good catch. Appreciate it. Yeah, sometimes I'm trying to get the videos, especially that one with so many positions, be sometimes trying to get them under certain length of time. And, you know, sometimes I be thinking, but my mouth say something else. Um, so yeah, love your life says YieldMax is really starting to let me down with the constant reduced dividends payout across the board. It was good while it lasted, but I'm keeping what I have right now, but won't put more money into them. I turned off my drip and will push that into granted shares bitwise and as dry powder for those cryptos ETF that are eventually going to be approved. All right. I said, yes, you're absolutely correct. The dividends have been reduced across the board, especially for the ones that pay high yield dividends. Because YieldMax still has some that pay good, like Soxy, SOXY is around $50, right? And it's been paying out maybe around 50 cents. So, and it's actually appreciated. So YieldMax do have some that are paying decent amount. Now not dropping as much, but they're not big payers, right? YieldMax also have feet, which is part of the Dorsey, right? If I'm saying that correct. I think it's around maybe $35, $37, but it's been paying $1 and some change pretty much the last several months. Uh, so there are some that are paying decent, um, but we're accustomed to the very high yields, the $2, the $3. Yes, those are down. All of it has to do with the stock market, the underlining, uh, and then with just YieldMax themselves, that's their target to pay out a high yield. If you understand that, you understand the price is going to be down, and you know some people like to see their capital, they NAV stay there. They don't like to see it reduce. I understand. I got in most of the positions I got in. I got back when early on when YieldMax first sort of came out, so I haven't rebalanced because of my financial situation. Um, so I need to hold a position to have monthly income, because as you all can see, if I was just my bills average about $4,600 a month, and so just on my active income wouldn't be enough to cover my bills. And be mindful, these monthly figures is me haven't paid any in taxes yet, so I gotta start next month turning these back on and paying extra to get caught up before the year is out, to have my federal and state where it needs to be. So, um, yeah. So these will probably be actually, we were probably looking at about 2,600 a month. Yeah. So I need this passive income to help cover my monthly bills. If it wasn't for that, then I could make better moves. So I know I got to get this taken care of. And once I get these taken care of, at least 80% of it, then you will see my account start to grow tremendously. Uh, Kelly said, I need to sell CONY. I said, okay, what are you looking to get into? And he's probably looking to get into some Round Hill or some Granite shares, yield boost. I mean, there's a lot of them. You know what? I don't hear people mention anything about Curve ETF, and it's supposed to be a stabilizer. Keeps the NAV. I know article was high on at one time, um, but I don't hear them too many people talk about Curve ETFs anymore. All right. Patrick says, "Thank you." I said, "You're welcome." I did this video of Friday on Round Hill weekly pairs. I didn't speak in. I just added some music and let it play. Y'all let me know if y'all like that better than me talking. I'll probably still do the Wednesdays like that though. All right, let's see here. All right, Blue says, do you take distributions and set aside for taxes every month, or what's your tax strategy on this portfolio? I said at the present time, I do not set aside any dividends right now. The dividends are being used to pay back the margin. So likely at the beginning of the year, I'll hold back some dividends for the first 3 months to pay them then. So right now, yes, because the financial situation, yes, I know I should be holding some back, but because of the financial situation I've put myself in, I can't afford to do so right now. So I gotta pay off some of these things so I can give myself some breathing room. I think this is an older video, yep, 2 weeks ago. All right, so let's see here. Did we just do that one? Yeah. So we're right here. All right. Jones says, are you not worried about a potential margin call with such a small buffer? In the event of a downturn, you may want to keep a larger buffer. Respectfully, margin calls can be stressful. I said, we're working on it slowly but steady, just waiting on Palantir to go up and hit that $200 mark. Then I'll sell it for profit and pay back a portion of the margin. I did get a margin call back in around April 1st. Excuse me, though it's not as bad as some people think. Yeah. So me getting a margin call for being down $1,500. At that time, I did sell off um, a few of my. No, they sold off. I didn't sell off. It sold off Misty, 200 shares of Misty, and my AMC position. I think that's what it was because that was the first time I actually got margin call. Now I've been close once or twice since then, but I haven't actually closed the day or the second day and had a margin call. So, but anyway, Sniper says, how are you able to get approved for all that margin? I think this was last week. Yeah, these were 9 days ago, so I've already covered all that. Mm-mm. Yeah, 8 days ago, so this is an old one. All right. The next one says 401 says close to 100,000. He's talking about the short video I believe I did on Friday. I said, yep, but it's going to be a while before I reach 100K because I'll be withdrawing money from Robinhood to pay down debt. But once it's the debt is paid, my account will grow. He said, amazing, brother. That is the best thing to do. Facts. All right, so we about to post videos and we'll be through. Let's see here. When was this? How old is this? 4 days ago? Do we got anything younger than that? Let's back up one more then. Oh. All right. Andrew says Platy is only good. Platy is the only good YieldMax out there. I said Platy does pay good, but it's not the only one. You're overlooking Hui. You're overlooking the big. I said Big 12, but it's actually the Target 12. there are some solid ones out there. People just focus on the ones that pay the big dividends. Adriana says those Platy dividends, they dripped. Growth Stocks Life says, so you are not net positive on these positions? I said, I don't think so. I said, I've received over 100,000 in capital gains. Uh, and yeah, I received 100,000 in capital gains. I didn't word it right. I received 100,000 in dividends. Capital gains are negative 58,000, and total profit was 42,000. Of course, that's all changed in the last week, right? All right, so is this where we at? Did I just click that? Yep, same one, right? Yep. All right, so we are here. All right, Kendrick says, "Hooey surprised me. I thought it would be lower this month. Do you think it would ever get back to above $4 share range?" I say yes, for sure, because the underlying stock could look like he's going to keep running for a while, even if it doesn't pay $4. Anything between $2 and $3 is still gravy. He said 100%. I agree. It would get back above $4 easily. Only one way for Hood is slow, steady upward. Yeah, and Hood, like if y'all remember what a few months ago when I mentioned that Chris saying when Hood was at $70 and he said it was going to 100, and it started moving right after he said that. I only got a small position, and I sold my Hood. I wish I still had it because now it's at like 120 something. So yeah, with the things that Robinhood is doing with their account, the other stuff they got coming out, they trying to be a one-stop place shop, sort of like Coinbase is trying to be a one-stop. You can buy crypto and stocks. Oh yeah, they're the future. With the younger generation and the current generation, they're the future. The traditional ones, they're still going to be around, but the new generation, that's where they're going to go because the mobile interfaces are very user friendly. And the traditional legacy brokerage firms, their mobile apps are not user friendly. They got to do a better job of making them user friendly. Um, Loss from Light says CONY is disappointing for real. I said 2025 has not been good for CONY. 2024, CONY was averaging $1.50 per share, and that was huge. That's why I started building my position in CONY because for so long it was doing great. Um, BJ with kids says CONY dividend is good, better chance for it to recover and hit $8. I said I'm hopeful that CONY will get above $8 for sure. I wanted to get to that $10 spot where at least it can pay in 80 cents. I don't know. I'm not a technical analysis, but what's his name? Armstrong, the CEO for um, Coinbase. He's got some stuff in the works, and I think eventually it will. All right. This individual said, "Which dividend tracking app you use here?" I said that app is called Divi Tracker. All right. All right. Deef says, "Wow, congrats! I just got into CONY. Is it worth it?" I Once again, I said 2024 was a good year for CONY. 2025 has not been kind of CONY. I think if you're getting in at the $6 and $7, you're likely getting in near the bottom lows. I said CONY is down $6.42, 47.80% year to date. Do your research before investing. He said, "Amazing payday for you. Can you share your total profit and loss for all positions to get a better picture about the total return? Because I think it matters at the end of the day." All right, so I replied with this, basically the information from Snowball Analytics. I let them know my total dividend received is over 105,000. Realized profit and loss is $951. Capital gains at a negative 56,000. Fees is at a negative 19 cents for a total profit of $49,753. Mike Lesser says, big divvy week for you, my brother. Whoop, whoop. I got around 2K this distribution since dropping CONY, laughing out loud. My other weeks are bigger. I say, yep, always good when it's more than you're expecting for a dividend payout. 2K is great, man. It ain't nothing to hang your head down about. And I say that because some people don't even make $2,000 in 1 week. Some people make less than $100 a week. So when you pulling in 2K a week, that's great. It ain't where you probably want to be, but hey, $2,000, man, that's more in a week I'm making on my actual job. All right, so that's going to conclude it. I'm just trying to be patient and disciplined about not buying anything more. It's hard because I do see potential opportunities out there, but I come to the realization that I do need to go ahead and try to pay down this debt outside of Rock. I'm not worried about the margin, because the margin I think this past month was $500 for over 100. What was I at? 120,000. I was, plus the interest has been reduced. So I'm not worried about the margin or getting a margin call. Yeah, I may get close, but it always bounce backs before things get, So I'm not worried about any of that unless we just have a crazy, crazy downturn where we drop 40%. Then, okay, then yeah, you got me. But yet we ain't bounced back for the 20% drop yet. I don't think. But anyway, I just need to get this debt outside of my Robinhood, my debt from other accounts. That if I get that, then I can manage everything else, and you'll see my account start to trend upward as far as the value. Because I know y'all saying, well, he get all these dividends, but it doesn't show his investment amount increasing. That's because I'm pulling it out and paying this and doing this with it. All right, so I'm gonna get here and get some sleep because I got a lot of things to do that doesn't concern investing. A lot of chauffeuring and not child care, but care for my mom and stuff. But you all keep me in your prayers, and I'll pray for you all who are listening to this. And let's get this money. I'm out.